It is the 243rd day of the year. Big news in the job hunting front, in that it's not actually big news, it's just a big thing that happened. I'm going to be totally literal and honest about it. Because the deadline, like my budget was to be off until September, and September is tomorrow. So I thought I will bite the bullet and go look for a part-time cooking job at a place nearby that I really like, that I think is really cool. And I thought, on the way over there, I'll go in, say that I want part-time, and I bet what happens is he says he needs a full-time guy. Because the opposite always happens. If you go in and say, like, I want full-time, to like, oh, it's nothing full-time, maybe part-time, blah, blah, blah. Or if you go in and say, I'll take full-time or part-time, that just doesn't work. Employers seem to just hate to hear that, because I guess it means that you don't have a specific need, or if they give you part-time, I think they assume you will continue looking for full-time. Anyway, it's exactly what happened. I talked to the chef. I said, yeah, I'm looking for a part-time thing while I do some school, and I want to get out of the industry. And he said, I could really use a full-time guy right away. He wanted me for this weekend even, because there's someone he wants to get rid of on his staff. And it was a cool place that's walking distance. You get a beer every shift, and you get a case of beer on payday if you're a full-time staffer. Of course, you get a staff meal, and tip out is daily. So you end up never touching your paycheck on that, because, even if you get $20-$30 or like, as few as $12, most days I don't spend any money. So tip out's fantastic. And he seemed like, the kind of chef that I've always gotten along well with, and the staff that I met seemed cool. And even there in the interview, I started feeling bad. I just started feeling sad and dreadful, and ended up talking to the chef about how, I said literally, I've been in this industry for 12 years and I don't have a savings account. And he said, yeah, I've been in it for 30 years and I just got out of debt. And I talked a lot about how, I don't really want to get pulled back into the life and anything, but I also didn't want to say no, because it was too soon. I might need to take the job. But I was pretty hungry, and I was nearby a pub that I like. I thought, I'll go have a beer and maybe some food, and just start to sort out how I feel. Because I felt claustrophobic in those moments when I left. I just felt like everything was kind of closed in on me, and I felt under pressure. And since I already worked out that day, I went to the bar. And didn't eat anything and got quickly intoxicated, and then realized or articulated without overthinking it or rationalizing anything, articulated that I just didn't want the job whatsoever. And then I got all bummed about how, that makes me a loser and you should take any opportunity, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to let Olivia down. Take this marker away from the cat. Yeah, and so it wound up being an emotionally rough evening. And then to try and find some upside out of it, the next day, because I was going to wait to do any more job hunting till Monday. There's another irony coming up here. And on Monday is when I told this chef that I would get back to him. And there's 2 more gyms that I wanted to apply at as well. And I thought, rather than wait till Monday, I'll just go right now. This was the next day when I was sober. And yeah, I just felt like, this pressure that I was feeling, and I was able to use that pressure to get me out the door to look harder and sooner and faster for a job that I do want. And so since I'm always trying to find use for emotions, whether they're positive or negative, I think that's one thing that I found. And then that taps into something else that I've been thinking a lot lately. I thought about this when I was going to apply for a different job. I was having this conversation with an old friend from work at my last place, and he said that someone had pointed out to him that war brings peace. And I was thinking about how I have what I call loser days. There are days where, I wake up, I do my morning routine, I work out, I'm all pumped, I'm feeling good, I'm excited for the day, and then one little thing happens where it's like, I should go out and do this, but first I'm going to watch a YouTube video, or first I'm going to do this or that. And then all of a sudden I'm procrastinating. I was going to say any other thing, but all I'm doing, and YouTube is actually the biggest part of the problem, is that I will think, okay, I'm going to do something at the end of this video, and get to the end of that video, I feel this little moment of panic, like, oh shit, I got to do something, and then I click on another video, and I've just lost whole days to YouTube like that. And yeah, and it's just enough of a distraction, but it's not joyful either. I won't do things that I really enjoy, because that would be fucking off on what I'm supposed to do. But I'll do things that are low-level distracting, but not too pleasurable, so that I don't feel guilty, and I just let the numbness wash over me. And I saw that, and so I have the occasional loser day where, by 2 p.m. I've started to get into this rhythm where I know I'm not going to accomplish anything more, and it just feeds on itself, and I get sadder and sadder, and I move less and less. And then the next day, I've always been fired up and motivated and got a ton of shit done before noon. It's wake up, work out, eat something, out the door, apply for jobs. Wake up, work out, clean the kitchen, vacuum. And so I've been thinking about that a lot lately too, that war brings peace, and loserdom can bring motivation. So, still completely unemployed. I didn't finish the other story. On Friday, I went out. It was 3 p.m. And I thought, you know what? I still got time. Any manager I'm going to talk to probably works 9 to 5, maybe even later. And I'm going to go get this done right now rather than wait. And both places I went, the manager had already left for the day. So there's your tidbit of irony. But both places did say to come back on Monday, so Monday morning I'm going to whip out to both those places, hope for any sort of good feeler, and then talk to this chef. And I guess I'm 98% sure that I'm going to say I don't want the job, because he hasn't officially offered me the job either. We just talked and got along, and he doesn't need somebody. So, because I want to keep doors open as best I can, I'm not telling myself that I'm for sure going to turn it down. I'm still struggling to find any kind of intuition that tells me, yeah, I don't have a choice. This is what I have to do. Because I can always do what I have to do. If you put me in front of a big rock and it's got to get moved, I can rock it. I can move the big rock. I can be Sisyphus. But I don't have to do something. Then it's a matter of if I want to do it or not. And I know that I don't want to do this. And so trying to shift gears is tough. And part of my self-talk problem with this is that I was fed this notion as a kid that if you won't work a job you hate, you've let your family down. And in my adult life, I see how that mentality just keeps people stuck and frozen. And I've worked with guys in their 40s and 50s who are utterly miserable, and the only thing in life they take pride in is their willingness to quietly work a job they hate. And just, that's not the life that I want. I don't want to be that guy. I would rather not be alive than be that person. And yet I gotta try and shake off this feeling that searching for happiness is selfish, and like shake off this feeling that it makes me a loser and I'm letting people down if I want to be happy. And so that's what my weekend is going to be like, and I've been holding a bowl of yogurt this whole time.